This week on Supercars Talk, it's Bathurst week, which is Christmas for motorsport fans. The big news this week is that this video is out on Monday morning because it is Bathurst week, and I will plan on doing a few more videos later on in the week with the on-track action each day. I am currently dying from, I'm not being dramatic, I am dying from hay fever at the moment, so if I sound a bit off, my eyes have been watering and I have been sneezing all morning. I am really struggling today. Anyway, the actual big news this week, of course, is that Jaxon Evans is out at SCT Racing, which is that fourth Brad Jones racing car. I did find it a little bit interesting that for so long they always refer to it as BJR, and then all of a sudden this week it has been SCT Racing. Who do they replace him with, and where does Jaxon go from here? Jaxon is the kind of guy who is a professional race car driver. He has been getting paid for that role. He is not paying to be there. Is that part of the problem for him? Are they looking at a pay driver or someone who has some funding? There is quite a few guys kicking around that have funding that are looking for seats. I think the front runners in Super 2 at the moment are all looking to break into, well, not even just the front runners, like there's a lot in the Super 2 field. Will we see someone from that Brad Jones Racing area? They've got Jordan Boys there, they've got Brad Vaughan there that are, very capable guys to step up. Could that play into there, or is there someone like a Ryland Gray or Lockie Dalton, someone like that who has funding that is looking for a main game drive? Will they step into that role? It was a little bit of left field. I had heard a while back. I think I'd actually put it in that original silly season video that seat was a potential changer and we wouldn't see Jaxon in there, and then it had all gone a bit quiet and I figured Jaxon was staying, and then this happens. So maybe things aren't quite set in place yet, but they do know they will be moving on with someone else. Where to for Jaxon now? It's a tough one because he does want to get paid, but it's not like he's been setting the world on fire. He is in, there's someone like Bryce Forward who has a little bit of funding and a lot of experience and better results. That team that he's probably going to be out of a seat. I reckon we'll probably see Jaxon at least as a co-driver somewhere next year. Whether this changes plans, it's somewhere like Premier. Do they all of a sudden change their mind and go down the route of Jaxon rather than Ojeda? Obviously someone else going in there is probably bringing a bag of cash. So they're not looking, they're probably looking fairly locked in there at that one, but you never know. Pete has got the money to pay two drivers. So, a lot more questions on this one than answers, and what will happen over the next few weeks or months will be interesting on that one. I had also heard that Team 18 were going to announce their drivers before the 1,000, like during this week at some point, which points to Dave Reynolds getting a stay of execution there. I don't think that if they were moving David on, that they would then announce their drivers this week, because it would destabilize things. If that was happening. Having said that, I mean, Jaxon was announced that he's getting kicked out, essentially. I don't think you'd be doing a big announcement on Bathurst week. I think that's more a box-ticking thing. If, Dave has signed on, let's do it at Bathurst while everyone's there and get some photos together at the mountain and things like that. Now, this weekend is a Super 2 round as well. I did get to catch up with Campbell Logan and Jarrod Hughes during the week. But before we view those interviews, Jono Webb will be making a comeback in Super 2 this weekend. He did do last year, I think he filled in for Cooper Murray at Eggleston's last year. This year he'll be renting out the Masterton Mustang. It's great to see a former Bathurst winner back running in the field. Even if they're just doing it for a bit of fun, it is good to see. Tickford will be debuting a brand new Mustang for Nash Morris this weekend because you're allowed to build new cars. So yeah, they're all filling up. Having said that, the 888 Commodore, that will not be debuting this weekend as originally planned. They will be waiting until the start of next year to debut that. They've said because of the, trying to build new Gen 3 Mustangs, that they're going to delay the debut of that Commodore. Also, Elliot Cleary will be sitting out this round. He had a wrist injury in a Trans Am crash a little while back. He's had to have surgery and he's recovering from that. He will be back for the Adelaide finale. But to chat a bit more about the Super 2 weekend and, some main game stuff as well with Jarrod Hughes, here's the interviews I had during the week. Welcome back to the show, Campbell Logan, for our Bathurst preview.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
So it's been a long break for you. What have you been doing on your holiday?
Yep. Another Super 2 holiday, which is interesting. But no, been a bit busy. I actually can't remember how long ago QR was, but or what I've done since. But my immediate thoughts has been pretty busy. A lot of training, which has been good. I think from just before Townsville to basically QR, I was away from home the entire time. So it's been nice to just have some downtime, have some weekends at home, doing not much on the weekends except training. So that's been nice. Had a test day last week, which was good. Get back in the car, but apart from that, not a crazy amount, to be honest.
How's the running going?
Yeah, good. Starting to do more and more, which is good. Got Heath Meldrum, who's been helping WAU out this year. He put a bit of a program together for me before Townsville, and that's been both running and gym stuff, and that's been really good to lock into. I really enjoyed that. So starting to do some longer runs now, over 20Ks, and starting to think I need to have some gels or some water because I'm kind of doing it with nothing. I'm getting pretty burnt out by the end, but it's all good training.
Yeah, I'm just thinking back to my running days. That's a fairly big distance without taking anything on board.
Yeah, no, but it definitely is. So I need to look into it. But I mean, I did a race run at the test day the other day. No cool suit, no helmet fan, and my heart rate was much lower than normal. So it's all paying off, which is nice. And even if you have just 5 to 10 beats per minute lower in the car, you're able to focus so much more. And you open your brain up to so many different things. So yeah, it's nice when you see the proofs in the pudding.
So will the plan be to run without a cool suit then?
No. I hope that I never have to not use one, if you know what I mean. I hope that my weight's under control. So they're definitely, the funny thing about a cool suit is when you plug into the car, when you first hop in, you're like, oh, mate, that's pretty cold. But then it doesn't take long for your body to adjust, and it kind of just feels normal. But you know that in the background, it's helping you and cooling the core down.
Have you ever had one fail?
No, not yet. I know it will happen one day, but at least I know that if it does fail, you got to unplug it. Otherwise, you just got hot water pumping around you.
Something to look forward to in the future.
No, thank you.
So are you confident heading into Bathurst now after the test day?
Yeah, it was actually a really good test day. Our Bathurst car, obviously, it's in the hands of Chaz and Lee. It was pretty quick. So, and it's quite unique, the characteristics of it compared to what we would run at a lot of different tracks. So I didn't get to do a test day at Winton before Bathurst last year. So to be able to just sort of get a feel for what the strengths and the weaknesses of the car are and what rewards you when you drive it a certain way, that was a pretty big learning for me and both my teammate Matt. on the test day gone. So I was quite happy with that, and even just getting back into my Bathurst prep ever since coming back home, just looking at the track and the onboard a bit differently than previously, just knowing the strengths and weaknesses. So yeah, I don't know. We'll see. Obviously, form guide shows Tickford are probably the guys to beat, no matter where we go at the moment. But Batesy had a strong round here last year. I had an okay round. I was 7th for the round, so it wasn't a disaster, but I was probably a little bit too far off for my liking. But I think it'll be different going back again with that experience under my belt. So yeah, I'm excited.
So what's the plan for the week? Are you heading up there early? You're not doing any big road trips or anything exciting like that, are you?
No, thankfully. It's been hard to drive over the water to the mainland. But funnily enough, the first time I went to Bathurst in 2021 when I started racing in 86s, Dad and I did the trip over. So that was pretty cool, especially because it was my first time ever going to Bathurst. So I have done the road trip, but no, luckily get to fly into Sydney on first thing Wednesday morning and then drive through the Blue Mountains, which is always cool. And get into Bathurst and settle in, which would be nice.
So it's a long week for you guys, but not as long a week as what some will be dealing with.
Yeah, you get to even in Super 2, you get to the end of the race week at Bathurst, and you're like, my gosh, I'm pretty cooked just from how long you stand on your feet and whatnot. But yeah, we finish up on Saturday, which is I don't know how I feel about it. It was cool last year to be able to go up the mountain and have a watch of the race and everything, but because in 86 we would always race on the Sunday morning, which was such an honour. Yep. It was such a cool thing to do, but you'd still go up on the mountain after. So I don't know. Finishing on Saturday is a bit weird, but we're all in the same boat.
So you will hang around to watch the race?
Yeah, I fly out on Monday. It's always cool to watch the race, especially from the top. It's especially after you drive it. When you go up and have a look, it's like, wow, did I really just do that?
I would have thought you would have been in the fancy corporate hospitality.
No, I don't think I'd be allowed. I mean, I've got a pass for it, but we usually only do Q&As. No, we're not allowed to take any food. Maybe a hot chocolate.
not getting on the beers early.
No, not for me.
So speaking of the big race, who's your tip for the win?
I don't know. It's pretty hard to put it past Kostecki and Hazelwood at the moment. Obviously, they did very well, and I think even just looking at all the data, Borders was a lot faster in comparison, like to Frosty than Kostecki and Hazelwood. So I don't know, but I just hope it's an entertaining race. A bit of drama, a few shunts. Why not? Let's have a surprise winner. I think that'd be quite cool.
Maybe the number 2.
Yeah, I don't know. It's as long as Juice gets a good start, I think they. Honestly, they were pretty strong. So I think that'd be, if Woody was to win Bathurst, I think that'd be a pretty cool after party.
So have you just given away the strategy that Juice will be starting the race?
I've got no idea what their strategy is.
Well, thanks for coming on the show again, and we'll definitely be cheering you on the weekend. All the best.
Thanks for having me. And to the guys who comment about me coming on in the comments, I see your comments, so thank you very much.
Welcome back to the show. Driver of the number 9 Tyre Power Camaro for the Bender Bathurst. Get the sponsor plugs in there for you early on.
Yeah.
Welcome to the show again, Jarrod.
Thanks for having me again, Dave. What number are we up to now? Is this number 5 or 4?
No, I think maybe the 4th time on the show.
4th time.
Yeah,
not enough.
Yeah. We've tried to organise, but you could possibly be the busiest guy in supercars.
I think that's how you started this last time, if I'm correct. I reckon you said that exact line.
Yeah.
It has been a busy year, but we're getting to the exit now, which it's starting to calm down a little bit, which is good and bad. It's good to have a bit more time on my hands, but you just love driving, so it sucks a little bit that you're not going to be able to do as much.
Yeah, What will you do with all your time off over Christmas?
Oh, I don't know. Might have to go high karting, or I'll go mountain biking, something. Get my excitement back up again.
Yeah, just watch out for those shoulders.
Yeah, I'll go for this one this time.
Yeah. So just on that, I suppose the big thing is, did you sleep with Mason Kelly's girlfriend or something like that? He came from a long way to take you out.
Yeah, it's like he had a missile locked, didn't he? Nah, it wasn't. The poor kid. I felt obviously it was a tough situation, but he felt pretty bad for what happened at the medical center. It was he was pretty banged up for what happened, and yeah, told him it was all good. Obviously, it wasn't all good. It wasn't ideal whatsoever. But yeah, he didn't mean to do it on purpose. Just a little stuff up. Everyone makes mistakes, and unfortunately, I was just on the other side of it. But a bit of a surprise. But that's right. Didn't it? It hampered me for a little bit. It did quite hurt, especially when I did the 2-driver race with Craig and a little bit of that testing that we did the week after. But other than that, it's had some great people around me that have helped me get it back up to shape pretty quick. So yeah, it hasn't actually been a problem, which has been nice.
Well, I suppose Shane showed how you can just, break
Yeah.
one or whatever. And which yours was only a little bit bruised, wasn't it? So
Yeah. Mine was just it's exactly have a little bit of concrete and send it. Mate, Shane makes mine look pretty princessy. So I thought I better just bite down and just keep going.
How's the recovery on the ZB Commodore going?
It's good. I was testing it last Wednesday. Unfortunately, got sick.
Okay.
I was went down Tuesday night feeling all good. Woke up Wednesday morning all good, and then I think I did about 10 or 15 laps, and then I was done. Like I was throwing up. Yeah, wasn't feeling very good. Actually, ended up going to hospital that day too. So I only got to do about 15 laps in the car, which sucked. But yeah, everything was okay. Everything we had a few little gremlins that the boys were able to fix up, but yeah, overall everything's all good.
So everything ready to plug along for Bathurst, which is
Hopefully
the main event we're here for. But also you're doing double duties on the weekend. How well are you prepared for that?
I feel I've got someone that's going to follow me around and just tell me where I got to go, because I reckon I might forget where I got to go. But no, it's been good. It's been good. The team's been awesome with sending me everything I need to know, where I've got to be and what I've got to do. So just filling out a sort of calendar on my phone to make sure I got reminders of everything I got to do. Thing actually, this watch will come in handy, to be honest. They keep buzzing at me every time I got to be somewhere. But yeah, I think the biggest thing working out where there's a couple sessions that Super 2 might be before main game or main game before Super 2. So just working out when they are and which ones they are, so then I can make sure that I'm there on time. But no, I'm excited for the challenge. Very excited for the challenge. I'm double duty, but also excited to do the 1000 for the first time.
Yeah. Speaking of that, the bend, you did a reasonable job. A little bit overshadowed by your teammate though.
Yeah, it was. Well, I got chucked in the deep end at the start. Had to start the race. JLB was like, "You go do it. You'll be right." Yeah, had a good start actually, and then just got sort of stuck behind a car that, to be honest, I still don't really know what happened to him. He was going all right, and then just stopped, and then I was just waving at everyone as they went past me. But yeah, it was cool. I think I went back to 23rd from 13th, and then got back up to 13th or 12th by the end of the first stint, which I was really happy about. Had some, considering how people talk about it's hard to get past and hard to pass as well. Yeah, I was happy to go through that many cars and sort of keep a good speed as well. So even with passing all those cars, I think I was maybe 4th or 5th fastest car in that stint, even with passing 10 cars. And then the second stint was a little bit better. Unfortunately, had a bit of drama with my boot. I think the boot was just a little bit too small at the top, and it was starting to squish my toes together, and that hurt more than my shoulder. That was the most pain I think I've ever been in my life. That was no fun at all. Longest 50 minutes of my life. But I was a bit angry because that sort of, as much as I didn't want it to affect me, it did. I couldn't brake properly because it was hurting so bad and heel toe and everything. So I think even that stint I was still in the top 10 for fastest cars. So I was. It could have been a lot better, but it was actually quite good. Just because that position didn't look that good, that's why it sort of got overshadowed a little bit, I think. But I was pretty happy with the stint considering what happened.
So was that a new boot issue, or was that just because of the length of time you were in the car?
Yeah, I had to get some new boots because my old ones had some holes in it. So I think it's just a size too small. So I've gone for him, have been awesome, and then got me a half a size bigger, and just sort of we've had a look at the top of the boot. So I've never had that problem before. So we're just going to try and get a new boot. I've tested them; they feel heaps better. So yeah, that shouldn't be a problem ever again, I don't think.
So how confident are you going into Bathurst, considering how fast the Erebus cars were last year?
No, I'm feeling really good, to be honest. Even just in myself, I'm feeling much better. The whole weekend, obviously, I hadn't had that many laps in Gen 3 cars, so the whole weekend was still a learning curve for me, just getting more experience and a bit more confident in the car. And the team were great, showing me the ropes and just sort of build me up to it and understand what I need to do. And yeah, after the bend, considering how good that second stint was with how I was feeling, I'm feeling really good to moving into Bathurst, to be honest. And quite a few drivers have said that the bend was actually the more physical track, and then the Bathurst is actually a little bit easier. So that sort of things, yeah, I'm excited. I felt really good in the car, and I was getting heaps quicker. So I'm just looking forward to keeping that trend going for a week's time.
I suppose the big difference is there's no runoff at Bathurst, though.
Yeah, yeah. The bend, you got a little bit of runoff to the triple right, and that thing, this triple left, you go, oh, there's the fence.
Do you expect you'll be kicking off the race?
Don't know yet. Baz hasn't told me whether I'm chucked under the bus again or not. To be honest, I wasn't chucked under the bus. It was actually a really good experience to be able to, for him to say, "Oh, my first ever time you can start the race," was pretty wicked, to be honest. And had a good start and everything. Obviously got a little bit stuck in some traffic, but it was a good start. Yeah. So yeah, I'm more than happy to start the race again at Bathurst if we need to. But we'll see what the strategists reckon. I've got no idea. I'm just going there. I'm just going to drive it.
I was a little bit surprised that, your 10 car was the only one that went for that alternate strategy. I would have thought more would have, thrown the main guys in at the start and put a bit more faith in their co-drivers.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I don't know, that's just a strategy that Baz sort of, and I think it worked out well. There was a few things that looking back hindsight, we wish we did a bit better, but yeah, overall, I think it was everything worked out good.
It's definitely looking forward to it, and a lot of speed from the Erebus cars last year. So I'd be fairly confident if I was in your shoes right now.
Yeah, no, I'm feeling good. Jack, I think's excited to go as well. Team's excited. Obviously, this is if anyone's watched the Erebus documentary, this is Erebus's race. This is the one that they love the most throughout the year. So the team's ecstatic. All the drivers are excited. Myself, I'm excited. So we're going to go there and put our best foot forward and show these guys what we can do.
Well, we'll be looking forward to cheering you on over the weekend. All the best, and we'll try and catch up afterwards if you have time.
Yeah, perfect. Where are you going to watch from? The aircon lounge room?
Yeah, I'll have my feet up on the couch. It'll be nice and comfortable.
I don't have too many beers.
No, I'll it's a long day to have too many beers, I tell you.
Yeah, it's a long day. If you start off at the start, it's going to be a long day for you, isn't
it? That's it. I'm very good at pacing myself on the day.
Yeah, good. No, thank you, mate. Thanks for having me again.
Once again, a massive shout out to all of the Super 2 boys that give me time, and it's great getting to know you guys better, and I think hopefully the viewers get a hell of a lot out of it as well as myself. But we are here to talk supercars. It is the big weekend of the year. 4-day schedule this weekend. Practice, 2 practices on Thursday, 60 minutes each. Friday we'll have 2 practice sessions and then qualifying on Friday afternoon. Don't forget that, 3 o'clock in the afternoon. I think I might have to try and finish work a little bit early on Friday. Saturday, 2 more practice sessions and then the top 10 shootout at 4:05 p.m. Sunday, we have a quick 20-minute warm-up very early in the morning. And then, of course, at 10:45, a big gap between those sessions. 10:45 a.m., the big race that we've all been waiting for. Now, I pre-recorded this, so I probably sound a little bit better, but here is the second half of my run through the teams and my predictions on them. So last week I went through the pretenders. This week I go through the contenders, where I get to be a little bit more positive, I think. Anyway, kicking it off this week, we've got MSR, Nick Percat, Tim Slade, and Cam Hill and Ryan McLeod. Not Ryan McLeod, Cam McLeod. That's starting to show my age there. Anyway, both of these guys, I think, will be in the top 10 shootout. I will not be surprised if both of them get into the top 10 shootout. I will not be surprised if either of them gets themselves on the podium. Are they in with a shot for the win? Probably not, with some of the combinations coming up. But as I said, honestly, they're probably not quite podium there, but The band kind of got that decent enduro run off the monkey off the back there for MSR. They've never really had a decent enduro run, and Percat and Slade got themselves into 5th. That was a really good drive from them. I can see definitely those guys doing something similar at Bathurst, and the speed's definitely in the number 4 as well. They just need to stay on the track and harness it. I'm kind of positive about those guys at the moment. Team 18, De Pasquale and Jones and Reynolds and Holdsworth. Well, it's Team 18 and it's Bathurst. It's going to end in disaster somehow. Realistically, both of these guys, should be contending for the top 10, should be kind of looking towards the podium. Whether they're in for a win or not, no. But you never know. Dave Reynolds at Bathurst, he could just, turn the switch and be unstoppable. I think if either of them make the top 10, it's probably a pretty good day for them. I can't really, without all the stars aligning, I can't see them on the podium. Next, Dick Johnson Racing. Davison and D'Alberto, if they get into the top 10, well done. Kaseki and Hazelwood, I can see them going back to back. They were extremely good at the band. Parity, that's the big question at the moment, whether the Mustang will be competitive at Bathurst. If it is, these guys are in the box seat. Honestly, they're my pick for the win at the moment. I think other guys are going to probably have some in-team fighting, whereas these, full focus will be on that, the number 38 there. They're my pick for the win. Maybe not pole position, but I think at the end of the day, all things being equal, they're going to be the ones taking it out. Walkinshaw and Andretti United, the first of the teams where I think there is going to be a lot of struggle between teammates. We got Mostert and Coulthard, Wood and Ojeda. It pains me to say, I think Wood and Ojeda might be the stronger pairing out of the two. It is Bathurst, it is Chas Mostert. Both of these guys, they should be well within the top 10 for the shootout. They should at least be challenging for the podium, both of them. Realistically, if both cars don't finish in the top 10, I think it's probably going to be a bit of a failure of a day from them. Tickford, Waters and Winterbottom, Randall and Moffat. The Randall and Moffat car, that's a tough one. Waters and Winterbottom will be in content, all things being equal, with Mustangs and, Camaros. They will be in the battle for the win. There isn't really weak links there other than Tickford hasn't had the best of runs at Bathurst lately. They're really good at kind of that, get themselves on the podium without the win. Will Waters break through this year? He's got the right guy beside him, and I think the focus of the team will probably be towards the number 6, with the other car being a step behind. So I think that will help with Waters without having that inter-team rivalry so much. Will a bit of strategy come in later on in the day though, if Randall does need to get a position or two to get himself into the finals. But anyway, I just want to focus on Bathurst at the moment rather than worrying too much about the finals happening. Grove Racing, Payne and Tander, Allen and Wood. Allen and Wood next year, they can fight for it. It's all about Payne and Tander this year. They will be in contention for the win. If realistically, if they're not on the podium, it'll be a disappointing day for them. They should be challenging for the win. As I said, Allen Wood, it's Allen's first proper year. He hasn't had the best of runs at Bathurst so far, let's just put it that way. And then finally, Triple Eight, Feeney Whincup, Brown and Pye. This will be the biggest inter-team fight. It's hard to split the two cars. Feeney should be battling for pole position now. The big question mark then is Whincup. We got to that point where Whincup is the question mark. Brown and Pye, I think overall they're probably going to race better. all day. But then when Feeney gets in, what he did last year, he was on Brodie's bumper bar for however long it was. Felt like forever. Whereas the sister car was a little bit back. I can see Feeney kind of turning it up again, but has Whincup dusted off all of the issues now and ready to take that fight, or will they be a little bit, will Whincup be a little bit of the handbrake and just put them that little bit behind the 8 ball? Because, the way we've seen the race over the last couple of years, you can't just, it always used to be buy your ticket into the last hour. You can't be guaranteed on that late race safety car and being able to race forward from, as long as you're in that kind of top group and you'd be able to race forward and take the lead. Now you really got to, keep yourself in that top 2 or 3 all day. If then there is that late race safety car. But as we saw last year, even if you're running third, the other 2 were gone and there was no chance of kind of coming back on it. So that's a big thing. Will Feeney have to fight back from afar and then also get past Brown in those later stages? But these 2 will be in the top 10. If both of them, if they're not on the podium, it'll be a disappointing day for them. Whether they quite get that win because of the inter-team battles and that, I'm still tipping, Kostecki and Hazelwood for the win at the moment. Now, if I remember correctly from last week, I predicted that be back-to-back. Well, that's obviously not the Brodie Kostecki and Todd Hazelwood car, but back-to-back Enduros for the DJR pair. I just have a sneaking suspicion that Triple Eight will have a bit of trouble at some point with double stacking. A lot of people are worried that we won't have a safety car. Worried. It'd be nice if no one, crashes and gets hurt. But the safety car kind of livens up the race. But I think we probably, with the pace of the race, and I think more people are going to be involved in the battle this year. Like last year, it was a very 2-horse race. I think we are going to see a lot more cars in that battle this year. So I am predicting that we will have a safety car kind of in that later stages of the race. Just because I think it's going to be really frantic and you're going to have a few guys in there, so there's more chance of mistakes being made. Anyway, my big questions before the weekend: will anyone get pinged for driving too fast under yellow flags? Obviously, going back to the old school safety car rules, that they have said that they will be policing people actually slowing down for the yellow flags in the incident area, whereas previously everyone did just bolt back to the pits at full speed, even taking more risk than what they would on a normal lap. So it will be interesting to see if that is actually policed, and then if someone does fall foul of that. Who will complain about parity the most over the weekend? Will it be, very close, or will we see it a bit lopsided? Like, last year was a bit of a Camaro fest. The Bend was a bit of a Mustang fest. Will one side or the other kind of, fill up the top of the timesheets, or will we, see, fingers crossed, an even battle with everyone getting to have a good shot in there? Will anyone get shafted by double stacking, and why will it be Will Brown and Scott Pye? They're probably the ones that it's going to be the highest profile. But there is a lot of, like Tickford, fully expect both cars to be running up the front. Walkinshaw and Drew United, both cars to be running up the front. Groves, even, they're going to be, even guys like MSR, both of them are trying to break into the top 10. There's a good chance both of them will be, battling quite closely. But I think if anything happens with Triple Eight like that, it is just amplified because it is Triple Eight. Will anyone mix up the strategy? Obviously, we had Cooper Murray starting at the Bend. Will we have that this time, or will all of the co-drivers start? I expect, because there is more driver shuffling at Bathurst, you're going to have to, swap drivers at some point during the day, whereas at the Bend it was very much like one driver starts, one driver finishes kind of thing. I think we will see more main guys start the race than what we did at the Bend. It's then just how many, and is it just guys out of position, or will, I'm definitely not going to be surprised if Cooper Murray puts it in the top 10 shootout, and then do they start him again to try and, get that car further up the front? And it's not like Joe did a bad job against the main guys. So, fingers crossed we have a bit of variation in there, because it was very boring last year with everyone doing the exact same thing. So that's it. The next time I talk to you, the cars will have hit the track at Bathurst. Hopefully Thursday, Friday and Saturday nights. I will have videos out as a quick recap for the day. So then in next week's video, I can just focus on the race. Down in the comments, let me know your predictions for the, at least the podium on the day. It's a very tough one to pick right now. I think even after probably the top 10 shootout, that's where you can probably start to really knuckle down on where everyone's going to be. But at the moment, we just don't know whether Camaros will have kind of an advantage again, or will, Mustangs be right in the fight. But anyway, until next time, I'm still Dave, and I'll catch you later.